Cari videogiocatori e cari videogiocatrici, ben ritrovati qui sul mio canale per continuare con questa avventura magica, con questo punta e clicca, questa avventura grafica The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. Questa è la 16ª parte, 16° video e siamo qua sotto, abbiamo finalmente illuminato tutto, dobbiamo girovagare un po' e capire se troveremo il topo, lo zio Remy, il topolino, giusto? Ah, abbiamo già trovato l'anello rimpicciolente di Remy. Eh sì, beh, me l'avevamo visto scendere. Ma mi sa che è andato avanti. Non lo troveremo qua.
This lake looks weird. The water is so dark and somehow wrong.
Oh, it's real water.
That I could just swim to the island?
Oh, I wouldn't try that if I were you.
Perché?
And if I build a raft and
È una zattera, una piccola barca.
No
No?
boat can cross this lake, spoke the mighty voice of the highest of the gods.
Ah, già, è vero, sì, ci
We can only explain
sono
to you how to get over
gli
the
dei.
So you're gods in statues? Did someone imprison you?
And so it came to pass that the young hero encountered the epic story, which
La divinità narratrice. Ce ne sono tante qua.
I always thought gods lived somewhere up in the sky in really stylish cloud palaces.
I have lived in many temples.
Invece questi sono stati relegati qua giù.
The faithful met in them, discussing and answering the most difficult of questions. And they all paid homage to me, the god of riddles.
And then you were forgotten and ate sand for a few centuries.
that one calls himself Jerry,
Jerry.
the god of bad jokes.
The god of humor.
Delle freddure.
That is Avini, goddess of the arts, and
Il narratore?
am
Hypnis,
No.
the chatterbox.
the god of good
Sì,
stories.
racconta storie.
One picture speaks more than 1,000 words.
Allora qua bisogna
said
capire
the young
qualcosa.
hero, and then asked the decisive
Dobbiamo
question.
parlare con le statue, con gli dei.
I've always liked stories.
Sì, piacciono anche a me le storie. Cavaliere Ni?
Yes, one of my finest.
You wrote the Knight Knee story?
I wrote all stories, so to speak.
Ah, quindi lui scrive
Boy
tutte le
falls in love
storie,
with a
sì.
girl, Hooker with a heart, happy ending, all my inventions. Everything since.
Ah,
is
avete
just
capito, è
variations
stato
on the
lui
theme.
a inventare la
I also
narrativa.
invented the words and, wide, and jam, as well as the letters E, Q, and L. Oh, and the Oxford comma. The last has, however, not been accepted by the majority.
Perché vi trovate qua? Come faccio a raggiungere l'isola? Però prima, perché vi trovate qua? Sono curioso.
I mean, you're
Eh?
gods. Can't you do whatever you want?
Of course we can. Well, theoretically.
In reality, though, no one has believed in us for a long while. Do you know how gods are created, young man?
I thought all of the gods had always been there.
We get our power by people believing in us. It can be a great power. A power that can move mountains and flare up conflict.
But if no one believes in you anymore,
Ecco perché siete finiti qua.
Our temples were destroyed centuries ago or rededicated to
Sostituiti in
other
pratica da
more
altre
gods.
divinità.
These 4 statues are all that remain. If they disappear, we, like our religion, will cease to exist.
I think my friend
Mi
Remy's
dispiace
on the
per
island
voi,
over
ma io
there.
voglio
How
andare
can I cross
avanti.
to it?
Vorrei raggiungere il mio amico
Now, it's quite
Remy,
simple.
lo zio Remy.
No, it isn't. First, he's got to answer some riddles.
Oh, we've already done with the light. Can't we simply get on with the story now?
previously people honored us, gave us offerings, erected
Ah, quindi volete
temples.
qualcosa in cambio, ho già capito. Non ho il tempo né le capacità
But you
per...
can honor us, so that we will bestow our favor upon you.
Dai, Wilbur. Inventiamoci qualcosa.
Awesome.
How pitiful.
Troppo
You must give
facile.
each of us an offering, or fulfill for each of us one.
Ah, quindi dobbiamo esaudire un loro desiderio.
Yes, yes, and only when you've
Tre
won
di
over
loro.
3 of us will we reveal how you can cross the dark water safely.
People, gods, whatever you are, this isn't a game. Remy may be in danger.
When he is in the temple of the Nameless One? For sure.
Another reason for you to hurry. Chop chop, mortal. Win our favor.
You said that the temple on the island was for the Nameless One?
That's right. Hundreds of years ago, the Nameless One grew ever more mighty, winning over an increasing
Questa
number
sarà
of followers.
sicuramente molto parlata, con molti dialoghi, perché dovremo convincere le divinità ad aiutarci.
His symbols to be worn or for prayers to be said to him. Those who were versed in the dark arts and wanted to use the god's power for their own purposes built this temple deep under the town. They performed forbidden rituals there and increased the might of the god. In return, he gave them untold power.
That doesn't sound good.
It wasn't. At some point or other, they were discovered and the temple destroyed. Shortly thereafter, the Nameless One was banished, and for centuries all was peaceful on the island.
Cos'è successo al
What
tempio?
happened to the temple?
Cosa accadde
What happened
dopo?
next?
A few years ago, men appeared. They visited the temple and held rituals there, rituals we had not witnessed for centuries. Dark mages who had delved too deeply into old books and found the whereabouts of the temple. They built a machine, the purpose of which we can only speculate over.
Maybe they wanted to bring the Nameless One back to this world.
If that was their aim, they didn't succeed. The island lapsed back into peaceful darkness. I suspect the mages had
Non aveva funzionato.
Ah, then my wand might have belonged to one of the
Potrebbe
dark mages.
anche...
I don't know anything about magic wands.
Ah,
I just
ecco,
know
sei una
that for
divinità e non
several
sai
years
nulla
the
di
temple
bacchette
has been
magiche.
inhabited by a
Va
ghost
bene.
which never leaves.
And Remy's just gone
Sì,
there.
Remy è in pericolo
That
allora.
reminds me of an old story.
Quale sarà?
Shortly before the first amphibians,
Dai,
sorry,
non ho
it's
tempo
kind of
di
time for long
pensare a
stories,
rane,
you know?
ranocchi.
of course. But just
Salamandre.
come along then. Check out the neighborhood for stuff and try to make sense of it all.
Cosa devo fare? Andiamo al sodo.
Nothing. My vote would be to get the story moving again.
We agreed that he has to complete a task for each of us.
But you don't know what happens on the island. It will be very exciting and very emotional. Oscar-worthy.
What's happening on the island?
Down here, riddles must be solved if you
Enigmi, come... sì, come nei classici punta e clicca.
Okay then. A task. Tell me a
Devo
story.
inventarmi una storia io?
That's hardly a suitable task.
Storytelling is not easy. It has to be a creative, exciting story that meets my exacting standards. Come on, gnome. Think up a story to knock us off our feet.
Allora. Qua mi serve la soluzione per non perdere tempo. Altrimenti ci metterei una vita, perché uno come fa a saperlo? Allora. Iniziamo.
Well, a boy whose horrible relatives make him live under the stairs.
Un attimo, tranquilli.
So, he wants to start a new life across the ocean and boards a ship, an unsinkable one.
Aha! Gripping story.
Ti piace? È di tuo gradimento?
What other further developments and
Devi
climax
aspettare.
could it
Una pillola rossa, una pillola blu. Matrix, no, non era Matrix. Non è Matrix.
Yes! Well then, next, his father dies. He becomes head of the family and takes bloody revenge. Later... his robot friend is lowered into the molten iron.
And then, the twist.
Un colpo di scena? Sperando che sia tutto giusto.
He is Kaiser Soze.
Ah, very original.
Ti è piaciuta?
Kaiser who?
Non lo so
You've
neanch'io.
got my support, my young friend.
So,
Oh, uno ce l'abbiamo fatta. Ne mancano 2. In realtà però dovrei farli tutti, anche gli altri. Adesso non so se sono 4 o 5, però devo farli per un trofeo. Parliamo... No, un attimo. Prima controllo di nuovo... Prima di fare gli altri, controllo un attimo.
maybe the lake is cursed. I can feel something evil and a chilling cold emanating from the water. The gods must know how to cross a lake like this.
Sì.
Yes, we do.
Laggiù.
An island in the lake with the ruins of the creepiest
Il
temple
famoso
I've ever seen.
tempio, quello lì. Comunque questa non sarà una...
The gods must know how to cross a lake like this.
un video lungo, perché qui da me fa molto caldo. Penso sui 30-35 minuti, perché non resisto.
Is this also a goddess?
No, that is an Amazon.
una
They guard
Amazzone.
our temples.
Didn't do a particularly good job of it, did they?
Torniamo dagli dei, perché altrimenti non andiamo avanti. Noi dobbiamo superare questo benedetto lago. Con chi parlo? Ah, c'è anche una nicchia qua. Vado un attimo qua, vediamo cos'è. Una nicchia, ho visto la nicchia.
What's up with this creepily decorated alcove? Is there a statue missing here?
I wouldn't say missing.
Where there is light, there is shade. Where there is good, there must also be evil. The nameless one was probably the most powerful.
L'innominato,
anything evil, people believed that it was his fault.
Oh, and because everyone believed in him.
He became more and more powerful. It was simple for everyone. They could blame all their bad deeds on him.
Where's
E
he
poi?
now?
They banished him to the dungeon dimension. It's probably
No,
the
un'altra
greatest
storia?
story of all time.
That will be told another time.
Ecco, grazie,
He was
dea
banished, and many small
dell'arte.
gods were put in his place. Murphy, the god of stupid coincidences. Monday, the god of bad moods.
Ah, è pure quello degli
God of
ubriachi.
drunkenness.
Hundreds, thousands of little gods that people could blame when they did something bad or stupid.
Allora, non so se parlare con...
Good day.
Do you wish me a good day? Or mean that it is a good day whether I want it or not? Or
Ma non
that
farla
you feel
difficile, è una
good
buona
this day?
giornata.
Or that it is a day to be good on?
Generica, Tu sei quello degli enigmi? Presumo.
If you're the god of puzzles, I have a serious bone to pick with you.
Why?
Why does everything have to be so complicated? An unlocked chest? Someone who just helps? For free? Is that too much to ask for?
Nothing worth having in this world simply falls into your lap.
Sarebbe troppo bello,
Yes,
anche
but
nella vita
chess
reale.
puzzles to open doors? Complicated machines
Questo
in
è vero, a
submerged
volte cose
temples,
assurde.
machines that must have been completely pointless when the temples were still in operation.
I agree. This is all just a distraction from the
Ma
story.
perché l'hanno voluto i piani
I
alti.
don't know what the problem is. Doing a little dance to create a flash of lightning? That's brilliant.
Allora, fammi indovinare. Devo fare qualcosa per te, vero?
I guess
Naturalmente.
the only way to gain your favor is by performing a strange set of tasks.
No tasks. Riddles.
Ah, ok, un indovinelli.
If you ask me a question I can't answer, you
Ah.
win my favor.
That sounds familiar.
Devo fregarlo, praticamente.
What has roots nobody can see, towers beyond the tallest tree, never grows to get this
radici
high, but reaches up
più
towards the sky.
Degli alberi. Ma secondo me...
Roots that nobody sees, higher than a tree, but never
La
growing.
montagna. Le montagne
A
non
mountain.
crescono.
Could be a mountain.
It is.
Abbiamo indovinato, bene.
Well done. Now it's your turn.
Me la cavo un po' con gli indovinelli io.
If I can't answer it, you have won my favor.
Però cosa gli chiedo?
What is the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything?
41.5.
Eh?
Are you absolutely sure?
Of course, I am the god of riddles. I'm absolutely all-knowing.
Non ho capito.
Others may get their sums wrong, not I.
But
È una risposta... no, ho sprecato
30 white horses on a red hill. First they champ, then they stamp,
30 bianchi
then they
destrier.
stand still.
Rosso. Ma io...
30. White on a
I
red
denti?
hill. Teeth? Teeth!
Well, I never. That's correct.
Però sono 32 i denti, vabbè.
Your turn.
La seconda è più assurda. Cosa ho nelle tasche? Lo può sapere lui?
What
Però
is the
l'albero,
sound of a
dai.
falling tree felled with a herring while no one was listening?
Spalakaka.
I don't think that's correct.
Of course, I am the god of riddles. I'm absolutely all-knowing.
Ma le spara a caso lui, mi sa le cose.
Voiceless it cries, wingless flutters.
Una voce grida fa, non ha ali e non vola.
Mutters.
Mio nonno,
Screaming,
beh,
flying,
ovviamente il
biting, rushing, and
vento.
whistling? That's obvious. The wind.
Oh, all right, yes.
Sì, questa era facile.
Your turn. Do your worst.
Del mio peggio, va bene, allora. Cos'ho nelle tasche? Non lo puoi.
What
Lo
have I got in
sai?
my pockets is?
Some bits of fluff and a ring.
Ah,
A shrinking ring to be
l'hai
precise.
visto perché l'ho preso uno specchio.
A magical device that some people
Telecomando.
call a clicker. And no, that's all.
Wow, impressive.
Bravo, ma l'anello l'hai visto perché l'ho preso davanti ai tuoi occhi.
All-knowing and almighty. Nice to meet you. My turn. Something that consumes us all, from the mighty to the small, eats into iron and grinds down stone, dulls every sword, breaks every throne,
La vita.
beats kings, turns their cast.
Mi viene in mente la
thus
vita.
waits for no man, for past
C'è come risposta?
must.
O meglio, il tempo, sì, beh. La vita, il tempo, sì, il tempo che passa. Cioè, il tempo,
You
dai.
mean time, right? Nothing can hide from it, neither trees nor
Niente.
birds nor kings.
Nulla può fermare il
Even
tempo,
the gods. Everything has its time and all things must pass.
Neanche voi.
Correct answer. Your turn.
Ah, ecco, abbiamo quella giusta adesso. Amici miei.
If you're
Adesso ti
all-knowing and
frego io.
all-powerful, can you think of a question that is so difficult that even you can't answer it?
Of course, I can do anything.
But if you're all-knowing,
Eh?
you would know the answer to every question.
Of course I know.
Mi sa che ti sei fregato da solo, amico mio.
Here's the deal. You give
Eh?
me your favor, and we'll just drop the troublesome
Un
topic of
paradosso.
omniscience completely.
With that, the actual task which I set, without your knowledge, has been mastered. You have won my favor.
Ti ho battuto. Ammettilo.
And that's two.
2 dei. Bene, me ne resta uno per andare avanti, però devo fare anche l'altro per il 100%. Qua c'è il dio dell'umorismo.
Yoo-hoo.
Ciao.
Oh, young
Quello
friend,
delle freddure.
would you like to hear a joke?
The god of humor.
Una
Wow.
cosa
Sounds like you'd
simpatica.
have a lot to laugh about.
Oh, of course! It'd be a sorry state of affairs if I didn't.
It is really bad if one constantly has to hear the same joke told time and time and time again.
Oh, you just haven't got a sense of humor. Listen, one politician says to the other, I don't know why no one likes us. We don't do anything.
Non fanno mai nulla, in
Or do
effetti.
you know the one?
Yes, we know it.
Vai avanti, dai.
Party poopers.
Basta, tocca a me?
As you're in such a
Dai,
good mood,
sei così
you're welcome into
allegro.
the island, right?
Su via.
Oh, comedians always have a dark side.
Ah,
It's not easy making everyone else laugh.
And what do you know about that?
I am the god of humor. I invented badumtus.
Yes, only so that people will know when they have to laugh.
Oh, yeah? Two cannibals are eating a clown. One says to the other, he tastes a bit
strambo.
funny. Hey? Hey?
Ha ha ha.
Eh.
That was new.
mi sa che come comico sei un po'...
Making people roll in the aisles. You lot just don't realize that because you've never tried it yourself. Hey, that's it. That's the task I'll set you, mortal. Make me
Aia,
laugh.
devo farti ridere. Io non sono un comico.
One that's so funny it makes my stomach ache with laughter. Oh, it'll have to be a
non è facile.
in particular.
I have to go.
Più tardi devo capire. Magari se tornassi su.
Yoo-hoo.
Oh, young friend.
Magari se parlo con Ivo o con qualcun altro. Con gli zombie.
I don't think I know any jokes.
Non conosco
Oh,
battute.
come on. Everyone knows a joke.
Sono un ognomo, un
Most aren't
mago.
of a
Non
standard
sono
high enough to
un
make a
ognomo
god laugh, of
comico.
course. But anyway, ask around and try your luck.
Ok, anche lui mi ha consigliato di chiedere in giro. Va bene, qualcuno conoscerà qualche bella barzelletta.
Hi.
Hello,
Già che ci sono, parlo anche
my
con
young
lei.
friend.
The art? Is that like when you make
La
a fence out of
bellezza?
macaroni and glue it to some paper?
Art is everywhere. There is nothing in this world that isn't art. That's why I'm the most important goddess here.
The world consists of stories.
Now, you both know the world would be terribly dull without a good laugh.
Every time a painter picks up his brush, a sculptor his chisel, or a bard his lute, they are singing my praises.
The painters and sculptors sing too.
Leave it, gnome.
Magari
She's not
quando
so
sono
good
sotto
with
la
words.
doccia. Cosa devo fare per te? Cosa vuoi?
And what do I have to do to gain your favor?
Well, you don't appear to have a cup of wine on you.
No,
Can you
ho le
dance?
gambe troppo corte.
Of course.
Se questo lo chiami ballo.
Okay, my first request, don't
Infatti.
and don't ever think about dancing again. Painting, sculpture.
Ma
music. How do you fare in these?
non sono il mio forte.
To be honest, I'm a cracking dancer, but I'm rubbish at everything else.
Se sei un ballerino provetto, figuriamoci nelle altre cose.
Then
Le altre
let's
discipline.
leave art to the professionals, like myself. I would love to sing again, but I really can't
Ah, quindi
remember
vuoi
what the
questo?
notes
Vuoi
sound
che...
like. Bring me a tuning fork or something of that kind. When I hear the notes, I'm
Ah,
sure it
basta
would all come
portarle...
flooding
Sì,
back
ok,
to
però
me.
non ce l'ho dietro, vero? Va bene, se lo trovo, già che vado per l'altro, che comunque devo salire e parlare con un po' di gente per trovare una battuta divertente per lui, cercherò anche il tuo strumento qua. Controllo un attimo ancora qua, ma non credo che ci sia altro. Vero, no, non... Via, via. Ok, non volevo cambiare personaggio. Devo rimanere con Wilbur. Ho sbagliato tasto. Timmy, tu mi puoi aiutare? Tuo zio è giù, è andato avanti.
Timmy? Yeah?
Conosci qualche battuta? Che poi posso anche chiedergli altro, però
Do you know any good jokes, Timmy?
mi interessa
Is this
sapere.
really an appropriate
Sì,
time for jokes?
per forza. Ne va della nostra vita.
Good joke to get your uncle out of the temple. It's a long story.
Soprattutto della vita di tuo
What
zio.
do us rats like playing most? Hide and squeak.
Not bad.
Well, it's not funny because it's true.
Va bene, grazie Timmy.
You can do it.
Neanche tu sei un gran comico.
Hi, Ethel.
Ciao Ed, tu sai qualche battuta? Non ti spaventare. Non ti devi spaventare quando mi vedi. Allora, conosci qualche bella barzelletta? Sei una cuoca, però non so. Magari qualche barzelletta di cucina.
But you have to tell me a good joke.
Two hydrocarbons meet. One says, hi. The other answers, ah, go away, you're substituted.
Come on, tell me a joke.
That, was one. Old alchemist joke.
I don't get it.
If you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the condensate.
No need to insult me. I'm dead serious. I need a joke.
Your mother is so ugly.
Ma
not
sono
even
insulti.
chlorine would combine with
Non
her.
sono barzellette.
Now you're even insulting my mother. I just want you to tell me a joke.
Oh, something like, so this cannibal cook says to the captive, can you please whistle when the water boils?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know any jokes like that.
Grazie
well,
Ed,
then
sei
I'll
stata
use one
d'aiuto.
carbon
Molto d'aiuto. Quindi niente, grazie per l'altra volta, ma adesso non, mi sa che non mi potrai aiutare, da quello che ho capito. E vabbè. Quasi quasi se... No, un attimo. No, adesso ho l'anello rimpicciolente. Potrei tecnicamente... salire un attimo su. Se uso l'anello,
With
sì.
very shrinking ring I could fit.
Sì. Vediamo un po', è una mia curiosità questa. Ah, qua posso trovare per lei, per la dea, lo xilofono. Può esserci lo strumento
A
adatto.
lot of the stuff here is
Sì.
made out of this smooth
Non c'è la Van
shiny
Buren e neanche la
I don't know
figlia
what it is, but I do know I find it kind of
con
eerie.
tanti problemi,
I
quella
wouldn't wanna run
bambina
into
che
this doll in the dark.
ha praticamente modificato la stanza.
I wonder if you
Ecco, no.
Not again.
No.
I've done a poo-poo.
Presi the block.
Shall we sing a song?
Ah, un diversivo. Posso andare a salvare. Ah, possiamo salvare. Aia.
Professor Weathervane?
Sì.
it's not what it looks like.
Colto
So you're not trying to liberate the frog?
con le mani nella marmellata. Potrebbe. Non è così. Potrebbe sembrare, ma. Secondo voi funzionerà?
Maybe there is something to it. You're not calling for help.
It is my duty.
Chiudo un occhio. Non sono stato io a trasformare l'arcimago. Lo sa, vero? Lo sai, però. Guarda cosa fa la Van Buren, amico mio. Ti ha rovinato la tua stanza, dai.
I'm just a simple civil servant who must obey his superiors, no matter what they
Dubito che ti piaccia.
Even if she's as mad as a cuckoo clock.
Bambina ha trasformato questa stanza in un... Da un ufficio a un parco giochi, praticamente. Non sono stato io.
I didn't transform the Archmage. I hope you know that.
Ah, lo sa allora. Lui lo sa, lo sapeva.
Archmage Alistair was professor.
Ma perché parlano tutti al passato dell'arcimago? In realtà è diventato una rana, non è morto.
You are just a graduate mage, and
Almeno
nothing
non risulta,
It's completely implausible that
non
someone
credo
like you
che...
could defeat the Archmage in a duel.
Thanks.
It was Chantal Van Buren. She cast a spell on him with that cursed
Chantal.
just like she's done with everything else, right?
That's right.
But how does she do it?
Ma a
It's
quanto
impossible for a
pare...
little girl to have such
Una
power.
bambina prodigio però in senso negativo.
Stop. I don't want to know. I'm a loyal civil servant. I work for the council leader. The less knowledge I need to conceal from her, the better.
Ok, girati dall'altra parte allora, dai.
Please,
Dai,
Headmaster.
su.
You could do so much good.
Chiuda un occhio. Chiuda tutti e due gli occhi, per
Betray
favore.
my mistress? Never. However, well, it's time to
Allora
call it
mi
a
sa che
day.
li chiude gli occhi.
I will lock the door and admonish the
non
guard
solo le
patrol
chiavi,
to
ma...
be vigilant. But the fact that I've seen a gnome...
Grazie, non è così malvagio allora, non sei così cattivo.
That's very kind of you.
I shall have to write a negative evaluation in my own file.
Beh, ma io ho pulito la scuola, mi ero dato da fare, è il minimo.
Luck.
Ok, grazie, preside block.
Lock yourself. No one is to get into the office, you hear?
Whew, that could have backfired badly. Being rat-sized isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Bene, siamo tornati. Lo xilofono, tavoletta. Ma c'è qualcosa di utile qua? Almeno.
If I have to.
Ok, abbiamo preso un qualcosa. Qua?
It's an old model. I wonder if...
Welcome back, Professor Weathervane.
It's my old slate.
No,
Traitorous thing.
non voglio più avere niente a
I
che
only
fare.
do what I am programmed to do. All evil
Ah,
is on
scarichi
your
la colpa
side
su di lui,
of the
brava.
screen, not mine.
Who ordered you to deceive me?
Username Monkus.
Monkus.
1337.
I see. I'll take you with me, but don't get any big ideas about me trusting you again.
No. Ti porto con me, va bene, ma... Ah, lo xilofono. Posso guardare lo xilofono?
Parents often say it looks like a bomb exploded here. Usually it's just an exaggeration, but here it might actually be the case.
Prendiamolo. Per un po' di musica.
This time, I'm just going to take the whole tin. It's for a good cause.
Purtroppo qua non c'è l'arcimago versione ranocchio. Vabbè, ho preso quello che dovevo prendere, via. E quasi quasi mi fermo anche qua perché sto morendo dal caldo, credetemi. Spero che questa 16ª puntata di The Book of Unwritten Tales 2 vi sia piaciuta. E noi come al solito ci rivediamo nel prossimo video. Alla prossima. Ciao!